Alrighty, so second part of chapter 17. Sorry, just flipped too fast. Okay. So this would be immigrants coming in to the country and whatnot. No, I'm sorry. This is the Mariana mine disaster. I should just read what it says and not just assume things. So this would have been after a mine collapsed. Mariana, Pennsylvania, passage of horse-drawn wagon carrying the bodies of some of the 158 miners killed. So these are going to be dead people right here, if you can see that. Carrying the dead people out. An explosion in a local coal mine is what kills these people in 1908. So, again, very dangerous work coal mining was. Okay, so talking about immigrants here. So you have mass migration coming from Europe beginning in 1840s because of the potato famine in Ireland. The voyage to the United States lasted anywhere from 10 to 20 days. People are going to be jammed below ship decks and steerage. We don't have the indentured servant thing anymore, so people are just coming with whatever they have and however they can get here. 1892, European immigrants are starting to arrive through Ellis Island in New York. Some of the workers have skills, most of them don't. You have sojourners, which basically are people who plan to come here, work, save, and return to Europe. However, approximately 1 in 3 immigrants to the United States in the late 19th and early 20th centuries returned to their homeland. So that means 2/3 never returned to their homelands to live. Along with the Italians and the Greeks, Eastern European Jews were among the most numerous arrivals. The first American Jews, about 50,000 in 1880, had been mostly of German descent. From 1880 to 1920, more than 3 million poverty-stricken Jews come from Russia, Ukraine, Poland, and elsewhere in Eastern Europe for work and to escape religious persecution. So unfortunately, Hitler's dislike of Jews is nothing new. People just did not like Jewish people. For so many reasons. None which are actually legit, in my opinion. So anyway, you can kind of see the number of immigrants and how it expanded in the early 1900s. All right, the first Chinese come to the United States in the 1840s to participate in the gold rush. Initially, they will work in restaurants and laundries. We will recruit Chinese people to come help build our railroads during the Civil War because our people are fighting in a war, and so we recruit others because basically life goes on in the rest of the country during the Civil War. There's going to be a lot of discrimination against Asian immigrants, which is going to be worse during the Depression of the 1870s, and people are going to start calling for deportation of the Chinese people. In 1882, you get the Chinese Exclusion Act, which is going to bar workers from entering the country. So if you were a doctor in Chinese, you could come to the country, but if you were just a laborer or you were just looking for a regular job, you weren't allowed into the country. This act is not repealed until 1943 during World War II, so for 60 years. Korean and Japanese immigrants are going to start arriving at the turn of the century. A 1906 ruling stated that these new immigrants were not eligible for citizenship. The Chinese were the nation's first illegal immigrants. So we really don't just hate on any particular immigrants. We just don't like immigrants. It's pretty terrible, considering we're all immigrants. This is a country built on immigration, and we just can't tolerate them until they've been here long enough not to be immigrants anymore. And then we're like, oh, you're my best friend, and I love you, and you're amazing. Come be my leader. So anyway. All right, one more section, and then we will be done with this chapter. All right, bye. Have a good afternoon, morning, or evening.